The fascinating world of lottery winners often begins spiraling downwards and sometimes crashing to a halt the moment they're announced. There have been several winners declaring bankruptcy, cutting down on their living standards, and even going for a swim in the muddy waters of survival loans just to stay afloat because they blew up the whole prize in a matter of months. But do you know the worst thing that can happen to you immediately after you win the jackpot? It's when your brother and family members team up with the court just because you didn't slash the prize in two. Number 5. John Doe's family lawsuit. Take this lottery winner, for example, who was taken to the court because he didn't fulfill the agreed sharing promises. This happened when a Mega Millions lottery jackpot recipient won over $1 billion back in January 2023. But he's now facing legal action from his family. The winner, referred to as John Doe in legal documents, won a $1.35 billion prize and received about $500 million by lump sum payments after tax. Following this turn of events, John had reported his child's mother, identified as Sarah Smith, to the court because she violated a confidentiality agreement. According to John, the non-disclosure agreement was to prevent Sarah from disclosing John's lottery win to his family. After everything was laid bare, John's father, a retired police chief in his 70s, said in a sworn statement that his son deceived him regarding the lottery win. According to her, she argues that John had already informed his father and stepmother about the win, a claim her attorneys argue undermines the lawsuit. But on May 10, 2024, John's legal team had requested sanctions against her, accusing her of attempting to reveal his identity publicly. They also disputed her accusations about John's behavior after the winning, including a supposed plot to kidnap their child, which, of course, he denied. In response, Ms. Smith presented a sworn statement from John's father, who's angry with his son for going against his promises after winning the lottery. According to John, he said, "I made the mistake of telling my father that I had won the lottery without having him sign a confidentiality agreement. Our relationship deteriorated quickly thereafter. I did not tell him what I was doing with my money, how I was going to benefit my daughter, or any facts other than the simple fact that I had won." But his father had said his son hadn't been honest about a lot of things after getting the lottery money. According to him, February or March of 2023, my son came to my house and informed me and my wife that he won a large amount of money in the Maine state lottery. I understand that my son has stated that he told me nothing about his money other than the simple fact that I had won. So, going against his promises, John had told his father he had huge plans for him, saying he had wanted to construct a garage for him and purchase vintage cars for him to recycle, a business his father liked very much. He even promised to redeem their family home, offering to pay twice its market value. However, this was not in line with what his father and stepmother desired. The father also revealed the son had promised to establish a trust fund worth $1 million to ensure a steady monthly income for him. He also promised round-the-clock care for his parents to prevent the need for a nursing home. If you ask me, that's a lot of promises for a single guy. But in the midst of these promises, John demanded that his father and stepmother stop talking to Smith, the mother of his grandchild. But when his father remembered their cordial relationship with Ms. Smith and her commendable motherhood, he became unwilling to abandon her as his son demanded. The situation got worse when John's father asked him about his strange transformation, which led to a heated exchange where his son replied angrily and called his father a tyrant. Since then, John's father has not heard from his son, nor had he fulfilled any of his promises. In the same case filed the 10th of May 2024, Smith had reported in legal documents that John had employed a security detail to trace her movements and check her communications. How? Well, according to her, she said she frequently heard clicking sounds during phone conversations, including those with her legal counsel, and had experienced several unexplained call terminations. She also told the courts that John kidnapped their daughter, taking her far away from the family for far too long, although he insists that they share custody of the child. In his defense, John told the court that they both had agreed to taking their daughter with him on vacation, but he said she was calling it kidnapping after he didn't want to finance a lavish trip for both of them to Disney World. Well, her lawyers weren't having it. They now accused John and said his initial lawsuit was an attempt to hide his lottery win from his family and to retaliate against her for refusing him. They all saw it as if he was using his newfound fortune to bury the woman under expensive legal battles so that he could force her into a compromise. But however this turns out, you can bet John Doe is definitely sinking a huge chunk of his winning into the lawsuit. Number 4. Woman forfeits winnings to husband after she opted for a divorce. Here's a sad story where a U.S. woman's secret lottery fortune became the subject of a court order. The woman, who hid her lottery windfall from her spouse and sought a divorce thereafter, faced a court decision that did not go in her favor. Her ex-husband, by chance, learned of the win through a wrongly addressed letter and took legal action against her. The court ruled in his favor, stating that the woman's actions were both fraudulent and spiteful. In an unexpected turn of events, the woman, identified as Denise Rossi, was mandated by the court to hand over her lottery winnings to Thomas Rossi, her husband, whom she divorced about 3 years before then. But the manner in which the whole scenario played out was indeed dramatic. Denise Rossi secured the lottery jackpot 11 days after initiating divorce proceedings against Thomas Rossi, without disclosing the win to him or the judicial system, intending to keep the prize for herself. Unfortunately for her, her fortunes didn't align with her aspirations. Her scheme was exposed when, 2 years after the divorce, a letter from the organization responsible for distributing lottery winnings was unintentionally sent to Thomas Rossi's residence, revealing the amount of the winning Denise tried to hide. Thomas was surprised when he discovered that his former spouse had secured a from the California State Lottery with an annual payout of $25 million. He reported her to the courts following the state's laws on asset declaration and for her lies and harmful actions. Eventually, Thomas came out wealthier from the legal battle with his former wife. A family court judge in Los Angeles agreed with Thomas's position and decided to transfer the whole of Denise's lottery winnings to him. The judge pointed out that Denise could have been able to retain half of the money if she was open about the lottery winnings from the start. However, her deliberate omission resulted in her losing out on the entire amount. This incident is almost similar to another one, where a woman seeking a divorce from her husband ended up pregnant for him. The couple had both agreed to end their marriage and had even gone to the court for the divorce when the lady discovered the pregnancy. From the last we heard of the case through a social media post, the wife left the marital home and moved into a different apartment, distancing herself totally from her husband. Honestly, the world of jackpot winners keeps getting more and more interesting in a dramatic way each passing day. Number 3. Biggest jackpot winner faces accusations of falsifying winning ticket. In a recent high-stakes legal drama, the recipient of the largest lottery jackpot, announced on February 2023, is being challenged in court. Edwin Castro, who was declared the winner of the whopping $2.04 billion Powerball jackpot, is now facing a lawsuit from an individual named Jose Rivera. Rivera claims that he was the original owner of the winning ticket at Joe's Service Center in Altadena, California, on November 7th, just 1 day before the drawing of the record-setting jackpot. Rivera's claim is that the ticket was taken from him on the day of purchase by a person referred to as Reggie. After the winning numbers were announced, Rivera attempted to reclaim the ticket, but Reggie allegedly dismissed it as non-winning and proposed to split any potential winnings 50-50 if the ticket was indeed the winner. In spite of the court case, Edwin Castro was publicly named the jackpot winner and opted for a lump sum collection of approximately $997.6 million. Castro's identity had been kept confidential for several months following his win, until the official announcement was made. Edwin Castro's story shows us how problematic and difficult life can become when you come in contact with a big fortune unprepared. The complainant, Jose Rivera, has in 2023 taken the matter up by reporting the alleged theft to both the California State Lottery and the police authorities. Rivera also expressed his refusal to yield to extortion and is asking for a thorough inquiry before the release of the winnings to Castro. In the legal documents, Rivera has named both Castro and Reggie as co-defendants. His legal pursuit includes a declaration of his rightful claim to the jackpot and the pursuit of compensatory damages. The California Lottery spokesperson explained that their job does not cover criminal investigations involving lottery ticket holders. That responsibility belongs to law enforcement agencies alone. According to the official, the role of lottery officials is limited to cooperating with police by answering questions and providing necessary information. The spokesperson also expressed the California Lottery's full trust in its procedures for verifying the identities of large prize winners. So far, they've managed to maintain that Edwin Castro is the legitimate claimant of the $2.04 billion Powerball jackpot from the draw in November 2022. Number 2. Man takes U.S. lottery company to court for canceling his winning. For our next story, imagine checking your lottery ticket and the numbers match the winning Powerball numbers. You're about to become an overnight millionaire. But what happens when the lottery officials say it's all just a mistake? Here's exactly how this unfortunate incident happened to John Cheeks from Washington, D.C. Back in January 2023, John checked his ticket and couldn't believe his eyes. The Powerball numbers perfectly matched the ones on his ticket, worth a whopping $340 million. "I felt numb when I saw the winning numbers were mine," John said. He rushed to the lottery office, ready to collect his massive prize. But the unthinkable happened. The lottery officials told him his ticket was no good. They told him to just throw it away. John couldn't believe it. He knew those were the winning numbers, and he wasn't about to let the lottery off the hook so easily. So he got a lawyer and is now suing Powerball and the DC Lottery for the full $340 million jackpot. According to the lawsuit, the lottery claims it was all just a big, accidental error. Apparently, on the day John bought his ticket, the lottery was running some website tests, and the test Powerball numbers, which matched John's ticket, were accidentally posted online for 3 whole days. But John's lawyer says that's no excuse. According to him, this is not just about numbers on a website. It's about the integrity and accountability of these lottery institutions that are supposed to change lives. Now John is fighting for what he believes is rightfully his. If he wins, he plans to use the money to open a trust to help other people realize their dream of home ownership. Will John get justice and claim the $340 million prize? Or will the lottery's accidental error cost him the opportunity of a lifetime? While hoping Mr. Cheeks eventually comes out of the court case victorious, let's quickly move to the final and most touching story in today's video. Number 1. Boyfriend tries to strip Powerball winner of prize after she bails him out of jail. If you don't know better, you'll likely attribute this particular incident to Hollywood movies. But it actually happened after Maria Holmes hit the jackpot with a $188 million Powerball win. Maria didn't hesitate to shower her boyfriend with expensive gifts, and even paid a hefty sum to get him out of prison. However, their relationship took a turn for the worse, and he ended up taking her to court. Maria Holmes from North Carolina couldn't believe her luck when she won the lottery in 2015. But the winning led her to unexpected consequences when her boyfriend, who was in jail at the time, decided to sue her. At 26 years old, Maria was a single mom to 4 kids and juggling 5 jobs. The lottery win was a game changer. She'd been living in a trailer with her mom and was out of work after leaving her McDonald's job to take care of her children, including one with cerebral palsy. Choosing the lump sum payout, Maria walked away with $88 million after taxes. She had big plans to donate to charity, support religious groups, finish her college education, and buy a house for her mom. Maria also didn't forget about those close to her, especially her then-boyfriend, Lamar Andre McDowell. She went all out and bought him a top-notch car restoration business, a brand new Chevy Silverado, and a vast 77-acre property. But despite her generosity, their relationship soured, leading to a legal battle that no one could have predicted. Maria Holmes didn't just buy her boyfriend McDowell fancy things after winning the lottery. She also spent a huge $21 million to get him out of jail more than once. Maria and McDowell had started dating in 2012 and had 2 daughters. Along the lines, McDowell got into trouble with the law in 2014, getting arrested for drug charges. In 2016, he admitted to selling heroin and got a sentence that could keep him in jail for up to 10 years. Their relationship fell apart the following year, and McDowell later learned that Maria had given away the gifts he received from her while he was behind bars. In 2021, McDowell's lawyers took Maria to court. They said she wasn't honest because she gave away things that were his. Maria's legal team hit back, saying all the stuff worth $1.4 million was in her name, so McDowell had no claim over it. The case dragged on, but the court later pointed out that McDowell didn't actually own anything, so they ended up not taking the case any further. These are the crazy but life-changing stories of lottery winners who went from the glittery stage lights to uncomplimentary court cases and family lawsuits. And that's the end of it, fellow lottery fans. Kindly let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comments section about what we've discussed in this video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. Thanks for watching.